Most disasters announce themselves. This one was invisible. For the first 24 hours, the people closest to it could not see it, could not smell it, and did not know it was already killing them. April 26, 1986, 1:23 in the morning. The Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Soviet Ukraine. In the control room of Reactor 4, a team of engineers is running a safety test. It is meant to be routine. The plant's director did not consider it important enough to attend. To run the test, the operators have shut down safety systems and pushed the reactor into a low, unstable state it was never designed to hold. At 1:23 and 4 seconds, they begin. 56 seconds later, the power in the core surges out of control. The operators give the order to insert all the control rods at once to shut the reactor down. But the rods have a design flaw they have never been told about. For a few seconds, instead of slowing the reaction, they make it worse. They accelerate it. The reactor explodes. The first blast lifts the 2,000-ton lid clean off the top of the reactor. A second explosion follows. The roof is torn open. Burning chunks of graphite and nuclear fuel are thrown into the night air, some landing on the roof of the neighboring reactor. A column of radiation begins to rise into the sky above the plant. It cannot be seen. It cannot be heard. Inside the control room, the lights flicker. The engineers do not understand what has happened. The instruments are giving readings that make no sense. The engineer in charge of the shift, Alexander Akimov, refuses to believe the core is gone. He says the reactor is intact. He says they still have it under control. He is standing a few steps from the most dangerous place on Earth. 1:45 in the morning. The firefighters arrive. They have been told there is a fire at the power plant. A roof fire in the turbine hall. A normal industrial blaze. They are wearing their standard uniforms, cloth and canvas. No respirators because no one has told them what is actually burning. Among them is a 25-year-old lieutenant named Vasily Ignatenko from the Pripyat Fire Brigade. He was married 3 years ago. His wife is expecting their first child. The firefighters see chunks of something scattered across the ground. Dark, broken pieces. One of them picks a piece up. It is warm. They do not know what it is. It is the core of the reactor. It is lying in the open, in pieces, around their feet. The men climb the ladders to the roof to fight the fire. By 2 in the morning, the firefighters are working directly above the open reactor. The radiation on that roof is beyond anything the human body can withstand. But there is no alarm. Nothing the men can feel. Some describe a metallic taste in the air. A few begin to vomit. They keep working. The plant has radiation detectors, but the instruments on hand only measure up to a low limit. When the needles hit the end of the scale and stop, the readings are misread as low. The levels are not low. They are so high the instruments cannot measure them at all. So the assessment in those first hours is that the situation is serious but contained. It is not. It is the worst nuclear accident in history, and it is still in progress. Inside the plant, the operators are still trying to save a reactor that no longer exists. They pump water into the core, believing they can cool it. But the core is open to the sky. The water has nowhere to go. The men who go in to investigate look down into the reactor hall and see the thing no one wanted to admit was real. The reactor is gone. The men who saw it directly receive, in those few seconds, doses that will kill them within weeks. By 5 in the morning, the rooftop fires have mostly been put out. The blaze that could have spread to the other reactors has been stopped. It has cost the firefighters their lives, though most of them do not know it yet. Many are already too sick to stand. They are taken to the hospital in Pripyat, where the doctors do not yet understand what they are treating. Local officials hold an emergency meeting. They block the roads in and out of Pripyat, but they do not order an evacuation and they do not warn the public. No one wants to be the person who says how bad it truly is. The sun comes up over Pripyat. It is a Saturday morning in spring. The city is young, built for the workers of the plant, average age around 26. It is full of families. The weather is warm and clear. Children go outside to play. People hang laundry. A wedding is scheduled for that afternoon. Some residents notice an unusual taste in the air. Some notice that the sky above the plant, 3 miles away, has a strange color to it. But the radio says nothing. The authorities say nothing. There is no reason, as far as anyone in Pripyat knows, not to spend a beautiful Saturday outdoors. The invisible cloud is already settling over the city. By midday, the people who understand what has happened are growing more afraid. The people who do not are going about their lives. Some schools send children home and tell them to stay indoors, to wash, to take iodine. In other parts of the city, nothing changes. There is no clear message because the truth is still being softened as it travels up the chain of command. In the hospital, the firefighters are getting worse. Burns appear on their skin. The doctors begin to understand this is not an ordinary accident. Through the afternoon and into the evening, the reactor core continues to burn. The graphite fire deep inside Reactor 4 cannot be put out the way the rooftop fires were. It will keep burning for days. The most exposed firefighters and workers are flown to a specialized hospital in Moscow. Vasily Ignatenko is among them. His wife will follow and sit with him through what comes next, against the warnings of the doctors. Most of the men who fought the fire on that roof will not live out the month. By the early morning of April 27th, 24 hours have passed. Pripyat is asleep. The city does not yet know this is its last night. In the morning, the buses will come, and the residents will be told to bring only what they need for 3 days. They will never come back. The reactor is still burning, the cloud is still rising, and the full scale of what happened in the first 56 seconds of that day is only beginning to be understood. The evacuation of Pripyat began on the afternoon of April 27th, around 36 hours after the explosion. Within days, the entire region was emptied. A zone of exclusion was drawn around the plant, 18 miles in every direction. It still exists today. 2 people died on the night of the explosion. By the end of that summer, 28 more had died from radiation exposure, most of them the firefighters and workers who were there in the first hours. Vasily Ignatenko died in Moscow on May 13th, 18 days after he climbed the ladder. He was 25 years old. The reactor was eventually sealed inside a vast concrete and steel structure. Pripyat remains empty. The apartment blocks still stand. The playgrounds are still there. The radiation has fallen enough in most places to visit, but not enough to stay. The disaster lasted 56 seconds. The exclusion zone will outlast everyone watching this.